In the previous video, you may have noticed this is edge connected to visited node function over here, and thought to yourself, well, can't we show our players previously picked choices using this function? And the answer to that is yes. Back when this plugin was released to the public, I actually asked for like 3 or 4 features, and this was one of them, and they actually added it really quickly and in a really short amount of time too. So what do I mean by showing our players previously picked choices? If I were to go to Katawa Shoujo over here, you'll notice that we have 2 options. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you, and hi, I'm new here, Hisa Nakai, we're in the same class. The second one is unchecked, while the first one is checked because my first playthrough I went through this option. So let's add this to our game. If we were to go to our dialog option and go to our rich text block, we're gonna want a checkbox to the right of it. So let's wrap this with an H box and put a checkbox inside of our H box. So now that is appearing on the right of it. And if we were to hit play right now, compile, save, and play, start, and oh, this is, here, let me actually go back to our options and quit. We have our checkboxes, but A, they're kind of small, and B, they're appearing right at the, wow, right at the right, that sounds awful, directly to the right of our text. So let's fix that. We'll go to our checkbox and deal with the size issue first. Let's make this 2 and 2. And to make it appear at the right, we can go to our horizontal box, tell it to, in the horizontal alignment, horizontally align fill. That will make it stretch across the entire button. And on the rich text block, make this fill. And now our checkbox is pushed to the right. If we were to compile, save, and hit play right now, there's our checkboxes. However, our text is appearing on the left, and we can fix that really easily. However, one more thing, if we were to click on our checkboxes, it doesn't click on the button, it clicks on the checkbox instead. So let's deal with that. On our checkbox, we'll set this to hit test invisible because we never want to be able to click on it. And for our text, we want this to be justification center over here under appearance. So we could compile, save, and play again. Click on the checkbox and it clicks on the button instead. However, oh, I hope I clicked on the right one. I really hope I clicked on the center one. It's fine, whatever. We'll deal with that issue if we have to. So what was I saying? Oh yes, on the actual checkbox, option, this text is actually not centered right now. It looks actually like it's sent off to the left slightly because our checkbox is taking up space. So to fix this, we can go to our rich text block, give it some padding on the left. I'm going to go with 30. And also on my checkbox, I want to have some right padding. I'm going to go with 10 because it's a little bit too close to the right now in my opinion. So if we were to compile, save, and play, there it is. This is not directly on the left, on the right, and our text is back towards, well, more towards the center. If you want it to be more exact, you'd have to probably do some math to figure it out, but I can't be bothered. So let's add this functionality. Let's add it. Let's be able to. Let's let the dialog widget modify our options checkbox and stuff based on if we're showing our previously picked choices. So we're going to branch on this, and I'm going to add another pin to this sequence over here in this for loop that's connected to our branch. So after we disable our unselectable options, we are going to get our button. Oh, I really hope I didn't get the hiccups. Okay, and cast to option, dialog option. As dialog option, we're going to do the false first. Make sure this is false. And we're going to get the checkbox, or sorry, let's get the checkbox. set visibility to be collapsed. We also just set the padding on our rich text block back to 0 because right now it's at 30, so let's get rich text block as horizontal box. We want to get the slot and set set padding. And we don't have to plug in any numbers because we want it to be 0, 0, 0, 0. That actually does it for the false, I believe. If we were to compile, save, and play, start, and our options are back to what they looking like what they used to look like. If we were to go to our true, now we need to set the visibility for our checkbox, set visibility, and make sure this is hit test invisible. We also want to set the padding once again for our rich text block, so set padding, and we can just break this or split this struct, and on the left I'm going to go with 30. Okay. Also, we have to set the check state of our checkbox, so get our checkbox and say set check. Oh, there's a set is checked option. We don't have to use check state. I feel like an idiot now, but whatever. We'll use this. And we should probably do this in our options too, but we'll get to our options later. So the in is checked. We're going to get our dialog context, and visited is edge connected to visited node. Plug this into the is checked. For the skip unsatisfied edges, I believe we need the show unselectable options and do a not. Again, I'm actually not too certain about this. The wording for this is somewhat weird, but I believe it's not. As for the index, we plug this into our index in our for loop and make sure our local history is false. Compile, save, and let's try playing. If we hit play, start, and okay. Hit play, go to our options. Oh, we don't have an options yet. Okay, make sure this is true. There we go. Now we hit start, and all these are checked because we've been down them before. But if we go to the next line, this is a selected option shows up, and I've screwed up. I hit the wrong button. That's alright. I'm gonna add another speech child. Did that affect the? Yes, it did. This is so horribly wrong. Alright. Let's just make some more options. Speech child, because it's going to be a pain to... Speech child, plug it into here, and... plug these into here. Alright. Let's play. Break it. And we can choose either one of these. They go to the same place. And now we have two options, and they're both unchecked because we haven't been down them. Let's hit the next. And now we end. And if we start, break it, the next is now checked. Wonderful. Alright. I'm not sure if you heard that, but if you did, I apologize. I'm right next to my apartment is right next to the street, and it's very loud sometimes. If we were to go to our options and show unselectable options, we hit start. This next is our test. I added a option right here. This next is this one right here, and the unselectable option is this one right here. So the next is true because we've been down here before. So next, break it. And this unselectable option is not true because we obviously haven't been there. Now, this is all working fine. However, if we were to say, oh, I don't know, add an option from here to our take that pot, right here, and we'll make this text a new option. Hit play, start, and our stuff is now messed up. The next is true. It knows that we've been down here, but our new option is false. And our unselectable option is true, even though it's unselectable. So what happened there? That's because this function is edge connected to visited node. It doesn't check to see if you been down that route before. It doesn't check to see if you've clicked on that option. It checks the index of the target index of that option and says, is it in our visited nodes? Which is something that the plugin saves automatically. The problem here is that when you add new options, it messes with the index numbers, but it doesn't change the index numbers in our saved indexes. So if you pay attention to our numbers, right now this is 3, this is 2, and this is 4. If we were to delete this, this is now 6, this is 2, and this is 3. So that's why everything got all messed up. There's really no fix to this, really. Honestly, the best thing you can do is just make sure you finish your script before you publish your game. Otherwise, when you modify your script after you publish your game, it's going to think you've visited nodes you haven't actually visited. Unless you do things very specifically, like only add to the very end, like I did over here. But yeah, that's let's see, leave it alone. And this unselectable option is not picked because... Okay, that's how you would show your players their previously picked choices with a contingency, basically. In case you were wondering what our options looks like now, by the way, I haven't added the boolean for our show previously picked choices, but I added the auto speed, the cancel modes, and if you need to see the functionality, it is over here, even though this works exactly the same as our text speed and show unselectable options. And this is where we set the variables for that when we load our options at the very beginning of the game. Apparently I should have just used set checked over here, but I'll fix this stuff off recording. Also, I used a minimum value of 0.25 as our auto speed because 0 was horribly fast. You didn't really have time to read it. And 1 as our maximum speed. I want our lower bar to be faster and our higher bar to be slower. Of course, you could reverse it if you wanted it to be the other way around, but that's what I did. Yeah, that deals with the functionality for this. While I'm talking though, because this has been a relatively short video, it's only been 13 minutes, I just want to talk about minigame possibilities, or if you just don't want to see a minigame happen at all, because the only reason I mentioned minigames is because in the original post in Ren'Py, or not Ren'Py forums, the Lenmasaw forums, where I asked if people were interested in making a visual novel in Unreal 4, I mentioned that if I were to make a tutorial, I would also do minigames and be able to transition to that, back to our dialogue and stuff like that. But honestly, it's not that hard. We would basically just go to our dialogue, for example, and tell our... sorry, not enter condition. We would do something like enter event. For game instance, it would be an event type, and we would say something like go to minigame. And then in the go to minigame, let me just load up my level blueprint. It's not our game instance, but whatever. We would say something like load level. Open level. Open level, that's the one. And we would pass in the level name that is our minigame level. And then when the minigame ends, we would just go back to our dialogue and keep moving on. So when it comes to the actual functionality for our minigame, interacting with our dialogue system, I mean, it's not that complicated. The complicated part would be to actually make our minigame. But if you don't actually care to see a minigame being made, because you'd rather do more visual novel stuff, then just let me know, because So far, nobody suggested any minigames, so I'm assuming nobody wants to see anything right now. Also, if you do want to see a minigame, I mentioned before the match 3 thing, which is easy enough-ish. It would probably be like 3 or 4 videos. Also, Tetris, which is actually easier than a match 3, which would be more like 2 or 3 videos. I was also thinking maybe chess, because for some reason a lot of people actually want to know how to make chess in Unreal 4, but nobody's actually made a proper tutorial for that yet. But there are like 2 videos on YouTube on how to make a chess game in Unreal 4, but it's not actually chess. It's just, here's how to import stuff, and here's how to make your chess piece move to this tile, but it doesn't actually lurk over there. It just teleports over there, and it doesn't look great. Also, they don't actually program the functionality to say take a piece, or what's the word? They don't limit your piece's moves. You could move it wherever you want in that video, which is not how chess works. And there's no AI or anything like that. Basically, it's not actually chess. It's just pieces on a board. So they really shouldn't have called it a chess tutorial, but whatever. I'm not here to insult other people's videos. So I was thinking maybe I could do chess as the minigame. We would have to do an AI, of course, because this is a visual novel, not a multiplayer game, so we would have to... Well, it's not actually AI, it's actually a recursive algorithm, but we'll get into that. Well, we might get into that. Look up the Minimax algorithm if you're interested, plus the alpha-beta blending. But I'm kind of hesitant to do chess for a reason, because when I say AI, people might get excited and think we're going to be using the Unreal's AI, artificial intelligence over its behavior tree. Unreal actually has a really nice system for its AI. You could have a behavior tree that does all sorts of stuff, make noise, and then after that you would move to a location or whatever. But this is really used more for, regular games than, say, a turn-based game like chess. And like I said, the AI for chess isn't actually AI, it's just a recursive algorithm that decides its moves. So I don't want to disappoint people by making them think that we would be using some super cool Black Tree AI thing to do our chess moves. Also, it would be a lot longer. It would be at like 5 to 8 videos, honestly, just off the top of my head. What else? I was also thinking maybe Mahjong, not the Mahjong Americans think Mahjong is, but actual like Mahjong. Think... Oh, what was it called? Sakura something? Or... whatever. There are some visual novels out there that use Mahjong as a minigame. That's actually really easy to program as well. The problem with that one actually is the AI, because A, I don't know how Mahjong scores actually work, and I just sort of try to win as fast as possible, and B, it would be... I wouldn't know exactly how to do it off the top of my head. For chess, for example, I actually do know how to do the algorithm for chess, but for something like Mahjong, I have to take some time to consider what we actually be doing. I'm definitely not going to do Go, because the algorithm would not work for Go, basically. In case you were wondering, the Minimax algorithm, this sounds kind of stupid, but basically it just goes through every single possible scenario, and it finds what would be the best scenario for a computer to do. And that's not actually how it works, but in simple terms. But for Go, we have like 20 or 19 by 19 squares, and the player can put a piece anywhere they want, like at all. So 20 by 20, that's what, 400. So that'll be 20 times 20. That's 400 for the first player's move. Possible places to go. And then for the second player's move, it would be another 400, or it would actually be 399, but Now we're already at 159,600 choices, which is really bad, because, well, that's a lot of choices to go through. It would get bigger and bigger, exponentially bigger, as the game goes on. And in order to look ahead far enough, we would want, especially for something like Go, we would want to look ahead at least like 10 turns. And the number of possible games by that time is ridiculous. So we would be using up way too much memory and processing power to try to do an AI for Go. So screw that, basically. The actual programming of Go is actually really easy. It's mostly just a flood fill algorithm. When you place a piece, I'm not going to get into it. What else was I thinking about? Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything. I really should have written something down. But point is, let me know what you think about in regards to mini games, or if you just don't want to see a mini game and you'd rather do more visual novel stuff, which there really aren't more things to do. Really, we have to save and load. Obviously, we have to do sounds, which is really easy, and we have to do our image gallery, which is I'm contemplating. There's 2 ways in my mind to do it, and I'm contemplating which one to use. And there should be a bit more, but I can't remember what off the top of my head. Anyways, this video is now like twice as long as it actually needs to be because I'm just ranting, and I apologize about that. If you actually stuck around though, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.